Good morning. Today we are going to do a cluster bobble. I think there's different names for it, but mainly it is the use of, you're going to be working double crochets and chains. So those are the two main stitches. So I've just chained a few just to kind of give an example. And remember, when you do the foundation stitch or your foundation row, you're going to crochet in the back ridges of the chain. So what you want to do is, because it is a double, all your double crochets in the cluster, and then you're going to chain one. So you're going to want to count over to the fourth ridge, and that's the one that you're going to start with. I really didn't make a lot of chains here. To give an example, let me chain just a few more to kind of give because on the foundation row, you're going to be skipping 2 ridges at a time. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's your fourth one. So the way that the bobble cluster stitch works is you're going to start out with a variation of the double crochet in the fourth ridge. So yarn over, you have your 3 loops on the hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Leave that there. Now in the same hole, you're going to do another variation of the double crochet. Yarn over, pull through 2. So now you have 3 loops on the hook. Then you're going to do one more just like that in the hole. Yarn over, pull through 2. Now you should have 4 loops on the hook. So now you are going to yarn over and draw through all 4. That's your first cluster. Chain 1. On the foundation row, I like to skip 2. And that way, if your bobbles are together, your project is going to kind of curl. So I like to skip 2 ridges, and you're going to do that same cluster. Skip 1, skip 2, and you're going to go into this ridge. So yarn over, variation of the double crochet, yarn over. I'm using a scrap piece of yarn, and my little ball is starting to follow me because I don't have it placed into anything. There it is. Anyway, we're all, if you again check the upload date, when I upload this, we are all in social separation or distancing right now. So we're on like a week into it. So we're kind of working on our creativity. 4 loops, yarn over, draw through all 4, chain 1. Skip 2, and let's just say this is the last one for our row. So you are going to skip those 2 ridges. You're going to go into here. Oh man, I really made that big. Yarn over, insert, pull up, yarn over, into that, yarn over, 4 loops, yarn over, pull all through. Whenever you're going through a loop, whenever you have your yarn over, your hook is normally facing to you, but when you're wanting to go through, so you don't fight it, you just kind of turn it down just a little bit. Because remember, like if I'm going to show you with the chain, so you're going to yarn over, and see, if you try and go through it like this, it's going to tug, I guess you could say. So you turn it just a little bit to lift it through. Now you've come to the end per se. So you're going to skip the 2 ridges, and you're going to do a double crochet in the very end, chain 1. Oops. Hold on just a second. Somebody, believe it or not, is at my door, but I can't open it right now. Well, I can't can't pause it. Maybe I can, 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Now, I was trying to get a double crochet into the last ridge. So you're going to double crochet. Remember, your ends are going to line up. That's what the bobble looks like. And I'll do it on the bulkier yarn just as well so you can see. So you want to chain 2, which represents a double crochet, and then also chain 1, which is your chain 1 space. When you turn your work, you do have these spaces you could work into. I personally like to work in the chain 1 space, not the actual huge space, but this is the chain 1 space. So you're going to do the same thing as you did on your foundation row. And I'll work this kind of fast so you can see what it looks like. Chain 1. My little ball running out of my little scrap. So you're going to skip this whole cluster, skip this large hole, and work in. I mean, like I said, you can do either one. I like, whenever I do a cluster in this, my work almost has like this zigzaggy look to it. And if you do it in here, it just is kind of like straight up and down, I guess you could say. So you work in the chain 1 hole. So let's do another cluster, or bobble, or poof, or I don't know. There's so many different names for it. It's pretty much all the same thing. So then you're going to chain 1. Now you're headed into your last bobble. It's kind of hard to see sometimes, but it's just this chain 1 space right there, you see? So you're going to do your cluster, bobble, and there's different variations of it. This is just the one with the 3 double crochets in it. You're going to chain 1. Now you've come to the end. This was your foundation row where you did your first cluster in the 4th ridge from your hook. So what you're going to want to do is do a double crochet in that chaining, or the last, I guess it's the 4th chain that you had skipped. And so double crochet, and then you're going to do the same. Your row is just going to continue to repeat. So I'm going to move that over for just a second. And this is the bulkier yarn. So you can kind of see how I was saying, like, it kind of has this look to it where it's like doom, 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 doom. So it's what it reminds me of. So when you're using bulkier yarn, same thing. So I've come to the end where I have done a double crochet, and now I'm going to chain, my thing got stuck, chain 2 for my double crochet, chain 1 for that chain 1 space. So on the bulkier yarn, there's your large hole right here. I'm going to be doing my cluster where my finger's coming through. So same thing. Four loops, and then through. Chain 1. Same thing. So this is a really nice pattern for like if you're wanting to do a scarf. It really, because a lot of times you're not necessarily doing just the bobbles straight across. You have, other stitches in between, but it still makes a really pretty scarf. It's got a lot of holes in it though. But you can work different stitches. Everything is just a variation of your chain, single crochet, double crochet. And as long as you know where to place your hook and how many times because this is just literally 3 double crochets, and then you just draw through, and then it creates this nice cluster. So I'll go to the end and then we'll finish. Then the last one, chain one. Always remember to chain one after your cluster. And then you come to the end. There's your turning chain, or actually, because you did the 2 chains for the double crochet and then the 1 chain for the turning chain, I guess you could say. You're going to do a double crochet into that. So that's what it looks like. It's so pretty. And I really like this bulky yarn. I bought it, I think it was on sale, and I thought, oh, this would make a pretty fall hat. It's been in my closet, and now I'm kind of going, hey, I think that I really like this, and I think I may have to make a hat. So that may be one of our videos that we do. So there's your bobble. Thank you for watching. Until next time.